Story time. Three young eagles. A long, long time ago, about last Thursday, three young eaglets sat in a nest high, high above the ground in the beautifully soft and wonderful area that their parents had made for them before they were hatched. Day after day, Mommy Eagle and Papa Eagle brought them food and taught them what it meant to be an eagle. Day after day, they opened their hungry mouths and listened. Day after day, the young eaglets grew in every way, and all was well. After a time, the young eaglets noticed that Mama and Papa were coming less and less often. They also noticed that both Mama and Papa were starting to take some of the comfy feathers out of the nest. With less padding and bigger bodies, that once very soft nest was starting to hurt. Didn't Mama and Papa love them anymore? One day, while Mama and Papa were away, the eaglets started to talk together about what was going on. Eaglet number one, the biggest of the bunch, whined, "My legs hurt. I woke up with a great big thorn stabbing me." Eaglet two joined in, "And I'm hungry. Where are they?" Eaglet number three was sad and sullen. "I think they're never coming back. They don't love us anymore." "Maybe something happened to them," gasped Eaglet number two. The three not-so-little-anymore birds sat in the nest, eyes wide with fear, as the rain started to pelt them on the head. They were a sad and sorry lot. After what felt like forever, Papa came back to the nest, beak filled with a feast, and spread his ginormous wings over his babies. "All is well, little ones," said Papa warmly, and they fell asleep. The three eaglets woke up to warm sunbeams and full stomachs. But they also woke to sore limbs and sides. Before Papa left, he had once again taken out even more padding. "What is it with these birds?" thought the frightened eaglets. As the day wore on, each of the birds started to feel quite restless. "Why don't we fly like Mama and Papa?" asked eaglet number three. Eaglet number one was contemplative. "Maybe we can," he exclaimed excitedly. Eaglet two looked over the side of the nest. She saw nothing but steep, steep cliff and the tops of trees and a river below. Eyes huge, she looked up at her siblings and said, "I'm not going out there. You must be crazy." Eaglet number one started to work it out. He stretched out his wings, the way he saw Mama and Papa do. But their wings were strong, and they could even ride on the current and the wind and hover over them, staying in one place in the air. It was kind of weird. Mama and Papa were incredible. They weren't special like that. That night, when Mama and Papa came back to the nest, the eaglets asked them about flying. Mama looked at Papa. Papa looked at Mama, smiling. "I think it's time, dear," said Mama to Papa. "I think you're right," said Papa to Mama. "Our beautiful babies," said Papa as Mama glowed. For the next several days, Mama and Papa encouraged their babies to spread their wings, practice flapping them, and to watch what their parents did. For the next several days, Mama and Papa also took out nearly all of the soft stuff from the nest. The babies watched and practiced and learned to sit on the edge of the nest to avoid being stabbed by the branches and by the thorns. One day, without warning, Papa nosed eaglet number one straight out of the nest. Eaglets two and three screamed in horror as they watched their brother tumble and fall, and trying to make his wings work, but he couldn't. Surely he was going to smash into the rocks. He was going to die. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, Mama Eagle swooped underneath him and caught him on her wings, gliding him gently back up to the nest. Eaglet two and three watched, hyperventilating, as number one was gently dropped back into the nest. Eaglet number one took a minute to catch his breath. And then he yelled, Again! Let's do it again, flapping his wings and jumping around. Before number two could realize what was going on, she was tumbling through the air. "But what if I die?" screamed number two. She crash-landed on top of a tree. "I failed," she thought miserably. Before she finished the thought, Mama was there, pushing her out of the tree and then swooping below to catch her and deliver her back to the nest. Day after day, the eaglets practiced flying. Sometimes they landed in the river, sometimes in the trees, sometimes they were caught by Mama. But more and more as they grew and got stronger, each eaglet got better and better at flying all on their own. Day after day they grew, and so did their discontent. That nest that had once been such a paradise now felt like a hostile territory. They relished their ability to fly away from it and honed their ability to land wherever they wanted. Before long, they were no longer eaglets at all, but rather grown-up eagles, as capable and marvelous as Mama and Papa. And so it was, a long, long time ago, about last Thursday.